teach them 5 things. Watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I teach you to do it forward and backwards. A, D. That'd be a 3 minor. 4, 5, 4. How many you got? All right. Now here's where this thing works. All right. See the first, second, and third lick is done on the 2nd and 4th strings.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, you got Travis picking going on over here. Okay. We got to talk about the right hand.
First, second, third is they're done on the 2nd and 4th string. 4 and 5 is done on the 1st and 3rd string.
So you ascend, then you descend.
Yeah. That's just an exercise right there. Now,
yeah.
Once you do that exercise, look what happens. See, you can use that in so many different places. Now, that's done in D. Now, if somebody wants to do that same thing in G, the only thing, this hand does the same thing, this hand does the same thing. The only thing that changes is your starting point. Alright?
Alright, that's slick.
See, once you learn to play from that position right there, no matter what key you're in, the only thing that changes is your starting point. There's your D, there's an E, there's an F, there's a G. All right. See like you're in a G. All right. See, you're playing in a D, but you can slur that note.
Yeah. There's all sorts of things in there, man. Soul, blues, country.
Yeah. And you know all your pentatonic scales. So, but let me show you something about a diminished chord. Watch here. All right, a diminished chord. There's your D sharp diminished. And if you'll write down all of the notes right there in that chord, there's 4 notes in that chord. All right, let me show you something about that chord. If you write down all 4 of them notes, there's 12 notes in an octave. There's 4 notes in a diminished chord. Divide 12 by 4. You get 3. Watch this. Every 3rd fret, that chord repeats itself. See? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Same chord, just the notes are rearranged?
Same notes, just different inversion. Exactly the same notes, it's just different inversion. Now, here's another one for you. All right, there's an augmented chord. There's a D augmented. There's 3 notes in an augmented chord. Alright, 3 into 12 is 4. Alright, so every 4th fret, that augmented chord repeats itself. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. See there?
Mm-hmm.
And what determines which one it is the note that your bass player hits. That's what determines which.
Where you want your bass note.
Yeah, where you put what your bass note is, and that will determine which augmented, because there's the same 3 notes in all of them.
Mm-hmm.
But whichever one of those 3 notes that your bass player hits determines which augmented it is. Same way with the diminished chord. Whatever your bass player hits determines which diminished it is.
That's pretty good lesson.
Here's your neat lick. All right, here's your, I'm making a C chord. All right, and I'm gonna go to an F with my fingers, but my bass is gonna hit a G note, which is you hitting a 4 chord over a 5 bass. Listen to what it sounds like.
That's pretty stylistic.
And here you go to a 4 minor. All right, now listen what happens when you hit a 7 flat bass against that 4 minor. It's like adding salted cornbread, you know. Here's you another one. A lot of people, you know how you go from a C to a C7 before you go to the F?
Yeah, the Grammy Award winning Song of the Year this year was in C7.
All right, watch this. You're going to go from a C, instead of going to a C7th, I'm going to go to a G minor, which is a 5 minor. All right, watch here. C, 5 minor. All you do is put this finger down right here, and there's your C7th.
You sure you weren't that guitarist that was in the studio when the Beatles were making all them records, were you?
No. They don't want nobody. He want me on the guitar in the studio. I play the bass. But see how you can walk. All right, now watch this. You're playing in C.
Yeah.
And you go to a G. You're gonna go to a 5. Watch. There's a 5. There's a 5/7. There's a 5/7. There's a 5. There's a 5/7. Did you ever thought of doing one like this? See? To a G. Nobody ever thinks about that one.
Open strings are good, aren't they?
Oh yeah. But it don't have to be open strings. Watch here. I'm gonna do this in F now.
Yeah.
See, that's the good thing about that stuff like that. When you learn something from position, it works no matter where you're at on the guitar. I mean, you don't have to think about it anymore. And a lot of times people say, "What chord is that you're hitting?" And I can say that's a 4 major 7th, or I can say that's a 3 major 7th, but I have to stop and actually think of what chord it is.
Yeah, the chord shape is there.
Yeah, I mean, I know where
the sound and the shape.
If I don't have what you call perfect pitch,
Pitch,
but I got relative pitch, I know where everything is from the one.
And that's important.
That's very important.
That's the most important.
When you're charting a song, if you're charting it out, when songs are playing, I can chart them as fast as they play. Now, I put the CD on, start the song, and I chart it. When the song finishes, I'm finished. You know.
Yeah.
And that's from learning that relative pitch, from learning where everything's at from the one.
What would you like the world to know you as?
Huh? Guru. No, I'm just kidding.
Because I'm posting this on YouTube tonight.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, my nickname, I can't think anything shorter than Bud. That's Bud Christian.
Sounds good. Man, that was pretty good, man. A lot of information.